It's really nice to see everybody. And yeah, so like I said, for those coming in, before I got on, my lighter exploded as I was lighting the candle. And, oh, there we go. He looks kind of like Joe Schmo. And my lighter exploded, and what happened was I was asking spirits, like, why did my lighter explode right before I went live? And I feel like a lot of you guys are burning away the old, right? You're burning away you're burning away the old conditioning, the old masks. You're burning away the old dynamics if you're in a connection, right? You're burning away the old dynamic, the way you operate and functioned in a connection, right? With this person that's on your mind, right? And it's like you're moving into a space of sovereignty, right? Like you guys, a lot of you, you're no longer settling for the crumbs that you were given. You're no longer settling for the little bits and pieces of attention that somebody was given to you, right? And that's what I really got from that, right? So if you're watching this, you're here, and welcome in, guys. So this will be a collective message, okay? Welcome in, thank you. And gifters, at the end, you could ask for the big gifters some galaxies at the end. We'll do the mini reads, and I'm going to call upon our spirit, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. I call upon Saint Michael to protect us and guide us through this reading, and all the angels and ancestors to guide us and give us clear and concise answers for the collective that's here now in the present moment. Thank you, Bismillah. And I'm already protected. Shield us from any negativity or anything. So good to be here. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, you guys are collapsing old structures. You're releasing the structures that no longer serve you, right? So, I wanted to do it as like the sovereign masterclass, right? But yeah, the lighter exploded and it just went boom, and literally before I logged on. So I knew that was a sign, right? So I feel like a lot of you are burning away, fighting to burn away, and working on burning away these old versions of yourselves, right? These old masks, like the parts of ourselves that were no longer serving us, right? No longer, these were parts of ourselves that weren't adapting, that there were parts of ourselves that we were not happy with because, we were forced to look in the mirror of who we were and what part we played in the dynamic that we were in, if it was a connection, right? Thank you. So, YouTube, thank you for letting us vape. TikTok, you-S-U-C-K. But it's like, I feel, let's start. They're telling me to start with an oracle. All right, let's get an oracle here. All right, let's get an angel message first. For the collective, the people that are here now, the people that are interacting, give me a message, please. Thank you very much. Message for the collective. Angel message. This is the Akashic Truth Oracle, okay? Akashic. Hi, shout out to Shaz. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. And Cece, my moderator. Guys, so thank you for the fireworks. Thank you. Wow. You know what? I gotta pause everything. We gotta stop the show. I want to get a specific card for message for my girly Sheslin. She just sends us a beautiful gift. So YouTube, wait. TikTok, wait. This is for Sheslin before we get to the collective. This is for Sheslin. We gotta stop the show. Stop the show. We have a VIP. Hold on. Angels and Ancestors for sure. What's the message Sheslin needs to hear today? Maintain discipline, Sheslin. The day you're waiting for will come. Maintain discipline. You're getting closer to your end goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy to remain focused, right? It will pay off. It's a climb, not an elevator ride. That's for you, Shez. All right, so that's beautiful. All right, thank you for the gift. Thank you for the beautiful gift, guys. So this is a collective message. Let's start with an angel message for everybody that's here now. YouTube, welcome in, guys. For everybody watching, like and share, guys. Hit the subscribe button if this message resonates. If not, thank you for stopping by. All right, learn to listen, right? It's walk away. A lot of you are sitting in a space of, I feel like a lot of you, what I'm picking up is a lot of you were in a position or have been experiencing a time in your connection. This could be a connection, this could be a dynamic. Again, this is a general love reading, right? But we're going to tap into some other parts as they come through. I will be channeling. I'll be channeling. I'll be channeling to a certain extent, right? I won't, right? Why? Because I'm not yet ready for the pyramid people to come pick me up in their black SUVs and experiment on my brain, right? And if they do, they're gonna have to sign at least $300 billion contract with me, just to even speak with them. So that's that. Especially if I were to remote view, which is, for those who don't know what that is where you step into a state where you're able to literally see and be at a place halfway across the world and go view what's happening there from wherever you are. It's something I'm new to. It's something I did not know I possessed, and so I'm not afraid to say it anymore because I feel I've practiced it enough to not fear it. So shall they want this, they must sign a good deal with me, right? So yeah, and not a deal that's going to serve only their agenda. It's going to be a deal that serves the higher good for the collective consciousness, right? Otherwise, peace out, Girl Scout. Yeah. So yeah, guys, learn to listen, right? It says here, listening is a sign of respect for others. Okay, listening without interrupting and attentively makes the other person feel valued. By listening, you can understand the thoughts and needs of others and gain more knowledge and insight. Okay? Okay? Can you both see it? Yes, you can. And then it says walk away, right? A lot of you, guys, Spirit's saying walk away, right? It's stop trying to save a house that you built on a foundation of deceit, of lies, right? And if you're watching this, it's because you're tired of a cycle. You're tired of cycles that have been repeating themselves over and over and over and over again, right? With this person or her sons, right? For some of you, person, right? We'll stick to that, right? And it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away from what no longer serves you, right? So I feel like a lot of you here are waiting for an apology, right? You're waiting for somebody to come correct, for somebody to step up, for somebody to show up, right? A lot of you, there is a toxic obsession here. And this is a random card. I thought I cleaned up the desk. There's a toxic obsession here, right? And it's like you're waiting for him or her to finally realize your worth. But guys, let me be clear. And I want to be the one to say something in the way I'm going to say it. Is I want to say it this way. Is you're sitting in this waiting room, right? And it's like you're waiting and waiting and waiting. But this waiting room is the waiting room of your life, right? It's a waiting room of your life. So, like, it's not about... It's time to bring things to a demolition if necessary. That explosion, the fire, my lighter exploding before I went live, there was a reason for that, right? There really was. I don't know why this won't let me allow... I don't know why I can't see the YouTube comments. That's a little weird. How does this work? Yeah, I'm not sure. But it's almost as if Spirit wants you to know is like, listen, right? Like you're not a victim of your circumstances, right? You're not a victim of what happened to you, right? You're not the observer. You're no longer the observer of this connection, right? You're not just sitting back observing the connection. You're the creator of this connection, right? You're creating. You're the one who's moving this connection forward. But for some of you, it's time to walk away, right? And it says here, you're wasting your precious energy. on something that will not bear fruit. A lot of you have given so much to somebody, right? Come through, all right? And you've given so much to this person, right? While receiving nothing in return. And when I say nothing, I mean a lot of you have given this person chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, right? And it's like Spirit wants you to focus on your healing. Why? Because a lot of you have recently received the download that, hey, look, that gym membership you signed up for, somebody here, right? That yoga membership, the yoga you've been doing at your home, or the Pilates, or the football, the basketball class that you just started, continue doing that, right? Because you can't build an empire. Rewind a minute. You can't build a connection, right? You can't call in your divine partner, right, while you're building an empire, right? A lot of you you have to understand, again, this is a moment of self-care, right? This is a time where we step back, right? And yes, we are in the year of the horse, and the horse is all about freedom, progression, right? Initiation, right? But what I feel they're saying is, you're no longer a victim of your circumstances. You're no longer a victim of that space you found yourself in with this person or your situation, right? You have to understand, you're not a victim of the circumstances that you were being surrounded by, right? Like, you're the architect of the situation, right? Because there's many people who will be coming back into your life, right? Because why? You're vibrating at a frequency that allows them to enter, right? Let's say that frequency is here, right? But when you walk away, right? When you listen, when listen means listen to your inner voice, listen to what's right in your heart, right? When you know it's time to walk away, you know it's no longer right for my soul to be in this connection. You know it's no longer correct for me to stay in a place where I'm not respected, right? I'm not being, my love isn't being reciprocated, right? My energy isn't being reciprocated, right? What I'm giving, I'm not receiving back from this person, right? So people are coming back into your life because they still see, and they're trying to measure, are you still at that frequency? Do I still have space to enter Kelly's, Ann's, Mark's, Nicole's, Amanda, Darwin? I don't know, I'm just blurting out names. Adam, Adam's life, right? Cindy, Kathy, Lisa, Adrian, Jonathan. But Spirit wants you to know, you guys, you are the architecture of your situation, right? You are. And that's why these people keep coming back into your life, friends, certain social circles, because they're watching your elevation. They're watching your growth, right? They're watching you heal. And as you heal, what happens is you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration. And what that does is it not only allows you to shed old layers of yourself and purge, right? But as you purge and as you shed that skin, your frequency and that light, that aura, that vibration that surrounds you, right? That electric energy that we all carry, right? That protective layer, right? And not only it illuminates things that we weren't able to see before, right? So that's why people keep coming back, right? Because when we talk about accountability, being accountable, we aren't talking about blaming yourself, right? We're talking about taking back your power that you gave away freely, right? I feel like a lot of you've been unintentionally or unconsciously inviting chaos back into your life, right? And it's not intentional. It's you guys, you love, and when you love fully. You love with your whole soul, you love from the bottom, from the pit of your soul. You take every cell and atom that's in there and you love with that, right? But a lot of you, unfortunately, have found yourself in a situation where You're finding harmony after being in a very toxic cycle with someone, right? A very toxic cycle, right? And the reason you were inviting chaos back into your life was because you were afraid of the silence of your own company. And that's the most detrimental thing where people fail to recognize, is that you have to remember, you have to become your own best friend first, right? I know, and we're here to bring him back, my love. We're here to bring him back, CC. Sierra's the moderator, guys. She runs the show. What she says goes. If we need to switch to a different topic, if Sierra gets a download or a hit, I trust her on it. She will put it in there. All right, I trust her. So yeah. So Sierra's here. So that's that. If anybody else has a freezing issue, let me know. I don't believe we do. Sammy, my love, shout out to Sammy. But yeah, so we'll make sure that doesn't happen. So just check your routers, your Wi-Fi's, and stuff like that. But yeah, so a lot of you, it's like you want harmony, you crave harmony, right? But Spirit's telling you, in order to achieve harmony, in order to achieve healing, you must walk away. It's time, guys. We're in the age of AI. The world's changing, right? They say in the next 2 years, if you don't become wealthy, you're that's it, right? You fall into the programming of the AI, right? So build on yourselves. If you're in a connection that's draining you, guys, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Is it freezing? YouTube? Okay. Let's see. Is this better? Let me know if this is better. Right? Walk away. Because until you walk away, or when you walk away, is when you could begin that process of healing your heart. Right? As you can begin that process of healing yourself. Remember, each time we go back to that loop that we replay in our heads, right? Each time you check their social media, you check their Instagram, right? You look back at old photos. You want to go to go to a reader to see what they're doing, right? You're giving away your currency. You're giving away your energy. You're giving away your creative life force, right? And that's the life force that you use to create and build empires, to build wealth, to build freedom, guys. I mean, a place of a loop where you're unhappy, but also at the same time unable to build an empire, unable to start that business because of the absence of the support that you would need from that partner that you thought you manifested, right? But maybe it wasn't a manifestation. It was what you needed to learn and heal. So for those wondering, if you're here, it's time to walk away, guys. And you know why? Because the message is so strong here. I'm not going to coddle you until why and rub your little cheeks. I'm not. Why? Because it's coming in so strong. Because why? You know already. You know already. You've been to your friends, your readers, your practitioners, your priests, priestesses, whatever. Thank you. Right? So every time you check their social media, you're giving away your currency. Right? You're giving away your currency. Right? Your life force. You're essentially paying that person to stay in your reality. While at the same time, they're draining your life force out of you. What are they contributing? What are they contributing? Right? And contribution could be as simple as whatever you define it to be, right? Depending on your unique circumstances, right? So you have to understand, when you do an energy not recalibration, what's the word? Energy audit, right? And you go within, right? And you take an inventory and you look at, who am I, right? What am I funding with my currency? What am I funding with my energy? What am I funding? What is it bringing to my table? AKA my nervous system, right? What has it brought to the table so far? What has the collective's energy, currency brought to this connection so far in this dynamic? Chaos, right? So up until now, everything you've invested, poured into, given to, has brought you chaos, turmoil, conflict. Guys, it's about time we wake up. And I think we're past that. I think we have woken up, right? I think we're at a place where we're beginning to learn how to navigate and know how to approach this process, right? Guys, it's time to walk away, right? We're going to leave that here, right? YouTube, I don't see your comments, guys. I don't know. I never do, actually. On that phone, I do. The phone that I have my tapper on. Yes, I do. But, guys, you won't achieve healing and harmony until you walk away. You won't, right? If they haven't added value into your life, what are they doing, right? If they haven't added light into your world, into your kingdom, into your castle, we don't keep liabilities around. We don't keep liabilities on the books. We don't. A liability is someone who could crash your entire empire. A liability is somebody who could burn your whole house down, literally and figuratively. Both are dangerous, highly dangerous, and highly could be destructive. Okay, so I mean, I'm feeling the tower energy. I'm not seeing it. We have the tarot, right? I'm going to start with a few of these, but guys, up until now, your currency, everything you've funded, everything you've poured into this person, this situation. Again, for some of you that are watching, this could be a business, right? It's brought chaos, right? It's brought chaos to you, right? And you can't achieve healing and harmony when you're sitting in chaos. And you can't achieve building an empire until you have harmony and healing. You cannot. For those coming in, I'm on 2 streams, right? So, guys, I don't see the tower yet. I'm sure we will, right? What else has this brought into the collective's angels and ancestors? What else has this brought into the collective's energy, into the collective's life up until now? What has the collective been funding up until now? So a lot of you, this is something, so you've been, so a lot of you have been manifesting this connection as an Ace of Pentacles, right? But this also tells us you've been funding and investing your currency into something that's going to bring you abundance, something that's going to bring you love, luck, a new start, right? So a lot of you might be in a transitional phase, right? A transitional phase, right? 8 of Pentacles, confirmation, thank you. A lot of you are in a transitional phase because you've been working so hard. So you've been working so hard. What I'm getting is that you've tried to maintain discipline while being in this connection, right? And why? Because you want to build this empire, you want to build this business, but at the same time, this individual has brought chaos and conflict into your life, guys, right? Again, we're leaving things that are a liability at the door. It does not have space here. And again, I myself have had to tell the person I love the most, right? I love you, right? With every fiber of my being. But I can't continue this if this is going to continue to result in the liabilities that we've endured together, right? And I'm not painting this as, I'm not trashing my personal life or connection, none of that. I'll always love this person very much, no matter what, right? it's love is love, right? But I just can't have a liability in my life, is what I told. You know, I'm sharing something personal because what I'm building and where I'm going, collective, I can't afford to lose, right? Especially as somebody who's a master number 11, right? I'm on a mission, and I'm on a, I was almost going to say I'm under contract. I am, a spiritual contract to raise the collective conscience, right? Raise everybody's vibration and consciousness, right? So, in order for me to do that, I can't be left behind and sacrifice that, right? I don't want to come back and do this over, right? I don't. I'm a master number 11. I don't. I've been here 9 times on this earth, right? 9 lifetimes, right? So it's time that you're here for a reason, right? All of you, right? And forgive me, YouTube, for not being able to see your comments, but Sierra will be watching the comments, okay? And if Sierra tells us to pivot, we pivot, right? Spirit wants you to continue working on your manifestations, but Spirit, there's a warning here, right? There's still something you guys need to walk away from, right? There is. Why? Because there was a point in time where this individual did bring a tower moment into your life. And when this tower moment happened, it shook you to your core. Because 1, you didn't see it coming. 2, you didn't expect this individual to do that. Right? After everything you've built and shared and constructed and did together. Right? Hi, Black Sea on YouTube. Hello. Marine, thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much. And I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing and watching. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, and thank you for protecting us and protecting the world, right? What do we have to? Yeah, this is somebody, guys, that has left you out in the cold before. This is somebody that is truly, you've cried over this before, and not tears of, oh, they left. No, this is tears of a lost structure that you've built, right? But a lot of you, you're not seeing that the structure was sort of preventing this growth, right? This structure that you built with this person was preventing your evolution, right? It was preventing, it's like, if your life is falling apart, it's not because you failed, and it's not because you're a failure. Hi, shout out to Elise. Thank you, Elise, right? It's not because you're a failure, right? It really isn't. It's because that container that you built around yourself, it was simply just too small, right? For the version of you that wants to create, that's trying to be born, right? I can't fit into this container here. I don't fit. I literally cannot fit. I mean, I'll try, and a lot of you have tried to fit in this container. You have. You said, I could make it work. I could keep him, and I could keep her, and I could do this and that. I could do it all and just pour it all in here, and everything just crashed and burned and exploded. What you're trying to build does not fit in here. The tools required, the engineering, the architecture, right? The magic required cannot fit in this container. And this person, this situation that you were in, it no longer fits for what you're trying to build and where you're trying to go. It's not. You know it's not. I know it's not. Why? Because we're all mirrors. We are. Spirit wants you guys to stop trying to repair these ruins, these little pieces that you keep trying to pick up off the floor and put back together. It's about time we stop feeding that. And again, this doesn't mean you have to not love this person. This doesn't mean you have to hate this person. This doesn't mean you have to it just, all it means is that I'm simply going to decide that I love myself enough that I'm going to choose myself first, right? And again, I said it, if your life is falling apart, it's not, where's my candy? Where's my candy? If your life's falling apart, again, it's, guys, it's not falling apart and collapsing because you failed, guys. It's not. It's not. It really isn't. It's because you guys have just been trying to squeeze everything into everything all at once. Right? I can't see the comments. Forgive me, YouTube, but thank you for being here. Right? There was a message. Right? Spirit wants you guys. See, this is somebody. This is somebody you've had to put up boundaries with over and over again, right? It's like right now you're not speaking to this person. You're not. On top of that, this person may not be somebody who is quite communicative in general, period. Right? Right? So remember, you're not failures. You're not. You're not. You're not. But Spirit wants you to stop trying to repair this. Stop trying to repair it. Use this silence, right? This person, right? You've already developed boundaries and you've already developed the strength to build these boundaries, right? That within itself is something that we all have to learn through our constructs, right? But what Spirit wants you to know is that this container was too small for that version of yourself that wants to grow, right? So what I feel here is the universe is clearing the grounds for you guys, right? The universe is clearing the grounds. Why? So that you can build something solid. So that you can build something that actually matches your potential. And again, that does not mean that when you build this, it may be this person, right? But one of the most important things we also learn is that, a lot of you are getting justice, right? A lot of you are getting justice for the time, the energy, the love, the effort, the tears that you've put into this connection, right? Karmic justice, right? The scales are being balanced for a lot of you. A lot of you are watching this person now in this silence, in this separation. This person's going through their own metamorphosis, right? And you have to understand, for those that are trying to, make it work and save this person, the best thing you could do for this person is to, where's my silence card? They may feel left out and they may blow up your phone, some of you, but there's a higher calling here, guys, right? What I'm getting is, yes, this was somebody who might have given you silent treatment in the past, but not tonight. This is not, the energy I'm getting from tonight is different. The energy I'm getting from tonight is, use this silence, because in this silence, what's happening between you and this person is healing, right? The first two cards that came out, right? Sometimes in separation, right, through distance, we enter that state of introspection, understanding, evolution, right? Your person cannot heal parts of themselves with you by their side all the time, right? You cannot heal parts of yourself all the time when your person's right next to you. You simply cannot. There's times you need to be apart, truly apart, energetically, for that person to heal the parts of themselves, the wounds, and for you to heal the parts of yourselves and rebuild, so that you could come back together, right? When in divine timing, correct? Right? So it's like, stop trying to repair these old ruins, right? Leave the ruins in the past, right? When the structure's been demolished, so let's let the contractors worry about that, right? Leave that alone. Let's not pick up the pieces from the past. Why? Because there's a conscious collective shift happening. One, the Earth's frequency is skyrocketing at levels that we've never seen before. So what's happening is there's a forced evolution